The unexpected signal, it began in the quietest corners of the galaxy, where no one expected anything significant to occur. A faint hum, followed by a pulse, a signal from deep space. It wasn't the typical cosmic noise that occasionally disrupted the silence, but something entirely different. As the days passed, the signal began to strengthen, its pattern becoming increasingly more defined. The sound was an ancient code, one that had been buried beneath layers of galactic detritus for millennia. At first, the few observatories in the outer regions of the galaxy dismissed it as a random event, perhaps the dying remnants of an ancient star, or a glitch in the galactic frequencies. But as more stations picked it up, it became clear that this was no ordinary anomaly. The message wasn't some accidental transmission from an extinct race. It was an intentional signal. Someone, or something, was reaching out. The source of the signal? Earth. The idea was ludicrous. Earth was a small, insignificant planet on the fringes of the galaxy. It wasn't even considered noteworthy by the major galactic powers. But now, the galaxy's most sophisticated technologies were focused on a single, distant planet. The signal revealed a terrifying truth. Humanity, the once fragile species confined to a single planet, had somehow found a way to send a message that had echoed through the cosmos. It wasn't just a greeting, it was a challenge. Decoded, the message read, "Humanity is coming. We are stronger than you think." This wasn't just a warning, it was a statement of intent, and the galaxy was not prepared for what was about to unfold. The Galactic Council's dilemma. As news of the signal spread, the Galactic Council was summoned into emergency session. The council chamber was located on the planet Nithra, a massive metropolis built on a massive asteroid near the galaxy's edge, hidden from prying eyes. The council was composed of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, a collection of ancient species that had long ruled over the stars. The members were not accustomed to surprises. They had seen countless civilizations rise and fall, their might unchallenged for eons. But this was different. The signal from Earth was not some fleeting event. It was a direct challenge to their authority. Korlak, the warlord of the Tsark Empire, was the first to speak. His species had conquered hundreds of planets and wiped out entire civilizations with ruthless efficiency. He had no fear of humanity, dismissing them as primitive, isolated beings. "They are nothing more than a fleeting spark," Korlak growled. "We've crushed entire empires, and these humans dare to send us a message? It is laughable." But Arena, the Council's chief strategist, a being of pure energy and wisdom, responded calmly. "We cannot ignore this. Humanity has survived against impossible odds, and they are rapidly advancing. In the past few centuries alone, they've gone from war-torn nations to spacefaring explorers. We've seen their resilience. We've seen their capacity to learn from their mistakes. This is not a species we can afford to underestimate." The room fell silent as the reality set in. For once, the council was unsure. Could they risk ignoring humanity, or would they make a grave mistake? If humanity's claim was true, they might just be the next unstoppable force in the galaxy. Earth's awakening on Earth, humanity was faced with a threat like none before. Governments, previously fractured and divided by politics and nationalism, were now forced to unite. The planet's leaders had never faced an enemy of such magnitude, an enemy that wasn't just a military threat, but an existential one. The very survival of the species was at stake. Dr. Eleanor Grant, a brilliant scientist and strategist, took charge of the global effort. Her research into human resilience had long suggested that there was something uniquely powerful about humanity's ability to adapt. They had survived centuries of war, disease, famine, and natural disasters, each time emerging stronger and more capable. But now, facing an intergalactic force, could they tap into this unquantifiable strength? "I've studied humanity's greatest achievements," Dr. Grant said during one of the first global strategy meetings. "We are not the strongest species in the galaxy, but we are the most determined. Our ability to survive, our will to push forward no matter the odds, has carried us to this point. That is the key. We will use it. The United Nations, long a symbol of fragmented diplomacy, became the unified voice of Earth. Their decisions no longer involved petty politics. The Earth's militaries, scientific communities, and engineers joined forces, setting aside all prior grievances. They worked in tandem to quickly adapt, reverse engineer technology from alien artifacts they had gathered over the years, and design new weapons and defenses. Earth was not equipped with the same technological prowess as the galactic powers, but it had something that was far more valuable: an unyielding spirit of survival and innovation. This was humanity's time to prove that their worst fears, those that haunted them for centuries, were not their downfall. They would become their strength. The first strike, the alien fleet, a staggering armada of warships and battlecruisers, entered Earth's orbit without warning. The Tsark Empire's fleet, with its pristine, towering ships, illuminated the sky like a celestial storm. The galaxy's most advanced war machines arrived as harbingers of devastation. The invaders expected to land, crush any resistance, and claim Earth as their own. But humanity had a different plan. Instead of surrendering, Earth's forces rallied. Using their ingenuity and hastily developed new weapons, they made their move. The first wave of humanity's assault, launched from spaceports around the world, took the invaders by surprise. Missiles and energy beams tore into the fleet, their energy shields struggling to withstand the impact. The battle was chaotic, but humanity's forces were not deterred. General James Carter, one of the leading military minds of Earth, ordered his troops to strike at the weakest points of the invaders' ships: engine bays, weapon systems, power grids. It was not about sheer strength. It was about precision. The human forces focused on sabotage, hitting the enemy where it hurt most. They attacked in waves, creating confusion and chaos, forcing the alien fleet to retreat. The Tsark Empire, caught off guard, found themselves fighting an enemy they had never prepared for, a species that could adapt in real time. Their precision, strikes and guerrilla tactics threw the aliens off balance. The humans didn't fight like a typical military. They fought with the same resourcefulness they had used to survive on their homeworld, and it was beginning to work. The tide turns. As the battle waged on, it became clear that humanity was learning faster than the invaders could adapt. The more the humans fought, the more efficient their strategies became. They began to develop countermeasures for every alien weapon, turning their weaknesses into strengths. Earth's forces, once outmatched, began to inflict serious damage on the Tsark Empire's fleet. Human soldiers infiltrated alien warships, stealing valuable technology and using it against them. The invading fleet, once the epitome of galactic might, was now forced into a retreat. Zorath, the Tsark warlord, watched helplessly as his forces were turned into a disorganized mess, his once proud fleet falling apart. But even as the human forces gained momentum, they knew the real battle was still ahead. To win, they would need to strike at the heart of the Tsark Empire, their capital. And that would mean infiltrating one of the most heavily fortified planets in the galaxy, the Unstoppable Force. The final assault on the Tsark Empire's capital came with all the fury humanity could muster. The human fleet, now strengthened by their victories, launched a coordinated attack on the Empire's homeworld. Ships from every nation, from every corner of the Earth, banded together. They faced impossible odds, but they knew this was the final step, their moment to prove that they were no longer just a species to be overlooked. Captain Eleanor Grant, now a symbol of humanity's resistance, led the charge. Her forces breached the outer defenses, overwhelming the alien battlements with sheer numbers and precision. As they advanced through the capital, humanity's warriors fought with unmatched determination. Zorath, the Tsark leader, stood at the heart of his empire, watching the humans close in. He had underestimated them. Now he would face the full brunt of humanity's will. In a final confrontation, Eleanor Grant and Zorath faced off in the heart of the Tsark stronghold. Zorath was powerful, perhaps more powerful than any human, but it was not strength that would win the day. It was humanity's resolve. Grant fought with everything she had, knowing that the fate of her world, her people, and the entire galaxy was at stake. Zorath fell, and the Zark Empire crumbled. Humanity, once thought weak and insignificant, had proven itself to be an unstoppable force. The galaxy would never be the same again.